In the midst of World War II, a Major League Baseball player sat in a Swiss lecture hall with a pistol hidden in his pocket. His mission? To decide in real time whether or not to assassinate one of the world's most brilliant scientists. The baseball player was Moe Berg, and he might just be the strangest spy in history. Moe Berg was born in 1902 in Harlem, New York, to Jewish immigrants from Ukraine who firmly believed in the American dream and that hard work and education could secure a great future in America. His father, Bernard, ran a modest pharmacy in Newark, New Jersey, where the family moved when Moe was still young. Bernard had no patience for games, least of all baseball. He considered it a pointless distraction and wanted his son to be a doctor or a lawyer. Something with prestige, something safe. However, by the time he reached high school, Moe was already showing signs of divergence. He was also fluent in Latin by then. Teachers were impressed. Teammates, however, weren't sure what to make of him. Sure, he could throw, hit, and make double plays look very easy, but he wasn't exactly one of them. So when Princeton accepted him in 1919, it was headline material. A working-class Jewish kid breaking into one of the most elite schools in the country. At Princeton, Moe majored in modern languages: German, French, Spanish, and Italian. He read newspapers in multiple languages every morning and corrected his professors mid-lecture, but he never made a show of it. That was Moe's specialty, his silence. He graduated magna cum laude, then went to Columbia Law School, passed the bar, but changed his path once again and chose baseball instead. Not because he loved it, but because it gave him something law never could: a reason to travel. So when the 1934 Japan tour came up, Moe didn't hesitate. Fluent in Japanese, he joined Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and other baseball legends and boarded that ship like it was just another game. Except it wasn't. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. We've got more coming. Privately, Berg had other plans. He carried a 16mm Bell & Howell movie camera. Japan was at war with China. American intelligence had almost nothing on Tokyo's military footprint. Berg felt something stirring. He wasn't officially a spy, but he didn't need a badge to know what he saw. What happens next? One day in Tokyo, he slipped away from the team. He wore a kimono, posed as a concerned visitor at St. Luke's Hospital, purchased some flowers, carried himself like any other tourist. Once inside, he dodged nurses and grabbed his camera, climbed to the rooftop, aimed south, just over Pearl Harbor. He filmed shipyards, industrial plants, rail yards. Nobody noticed. Nobody cared. He returned to the team as if he had just taken a stroll. The film stayed in his suitcase for years untouched. Fast forward to December 1941, Pearl Harbor struck. The US realized brute force wouldn't be enough. Intelligence had to fill the gap. After his father's death in January 1942 and his retirement from baseball, Berg approached Nelson Rockefeller's Office of Inter-American Affairs. They recruited him. They sent him through the Caribbean and South America on diplomatic cover, but his hidden Tokyo footage caught their attention. By mid-1943, Berg was officially in the OSS, the predecessor of CIA. Now attached to the Alsace mission, Berg, who was codenamed Remus, received his first true orders. Find out how close Nazi Germany was to an atomic bomb. By late 1943, he was operating in Switzerland, Italy, and France under false identities. In Italy, he met Edoardo Amaldi and Giancarlo Wick. Both voiced the same opinion: German bomb-making was years away. November 1944, OSS received word of Werner Heisenberg's upcoming lecture in Zurich. As Germany's top theoretical physicist and a Nobel laureate, Heisenberg was the one who spearheaded the Nazi nuclear program. His work in quantum mechanics gave him the power to guide Hitler's atomic ambitions. Berg lands in Zurich under the guise of a technical expert. He blended into the lecture crowd on December 18th, watching Heisenberg speak at the Federal Technical College. Hidden in his coat was a pistol. and in his pocket, a cyanide capsule. His mission was clear. If he thought Heisenberg was close to building a bomb, he was supposed to kill him. One shot and everything would be over. There were 3 chances. First during the lecture, then at a private reception, and finally when escorting Heisenberg back to his hotel. Each time Berg felt the weight of choice, but Heisenberg's German-English academic tone and vague references revealed no signs of significant progress. It was all theoretical, no concrete breakthroughs. Berg recorded audio, took careful notes, and then slipped away unobserved. In his personal notes from that night, Berg wrote, "As I listen, I am uncertain what to do." However, this is what he reported back. Germany is far from building a bomb. At that point in time, the program had bogged down because of bureaucracy, war demands, and scientific restraint. In early 1945, Operation Alsos teams swept through Germany, pushing deeper than Berg's reconnaissance had gone. They seized labs, arrested scientists, including Heisenberg. Yet, had Berg acted earlier, he might have interfered with crucial intelligence gathering, sparking diplomatic chaos. Time spilled on. Germany surrendered. The bomb was used in Japan. Heisenberg faced interrogation in England. As for Berg, he never returned to practicing law. He neither rejoined Major League Baseball, and he flat out refused the CIA when they came calling, even though they offered. No one ever learned why. The OSS dissolved in January 1946. Berg was awarded the Medal of Freedom later that year, but he refused to accept it, supposedly outraged over bureaucratic inquiries into his expense tab. He had racked up over $21,000 during the war, financed by black budget OSS accounts. And when the CIA asked for receipts, Berg simply gave a cold refusal. He drifted from place to place, staying first with his physician brother Sam. Berg eked out his days on odd consulting gigs, brief CIA contracts in 1952, a stint with NATO's Aeronautical Research Unit, and scrapings of legal work. He tried advising the CIA on Soviet atomic intelligence, leaning on old European contacts from the war. The agency paid him briefly, but grumbled that he produced nothing substantial. They called him flaky. They didn't offer him again. He never married. He had no children. His pockets had no memoirs. He refused interviews. All he did was watch ball games at stadiums. Eventually, family life became strained. His brother Sam finally had enough. After 17 years of hosting his brother, he served Moe an eviction notice. Moe packed his single suit, found lodging with Ethel, his sister, and went quiet. On May 29, 1972, at the age of 70, Moe Berg died of heart failure in Belleville, New Jersey. His sister Ethel placed his ashes on Mount Scopus in Jerusalem after moving them clandestinely in 1974. Even in death, he remained unlocated and mysterious. His Medal of Freedom was donated to the Baseball Hall of Fame. A single plaque stands there for him, the only baseball card ever displayed at CIA headquarters in Langley. Casey Stengel called him the strangest man ever to play baseball.